I'm back. I was just talking for maybe about 10 minutes and brother Pepe came on and told me that he couldn't hear me. My mic was off. So I'm starting this live again. So when I do repost it, you're going to be able to hear me and it not be silent for the first 10 minutes. It's very interesting. I was in a good flow there, and it was a nice reminder because I haven't been going live for so long, and live is where my magic is and where the channel opens. And yeah, various different reasons. There's no reason to get into it really. But basically, what I was talking about and what I am talking about here is the journey of going after your dreams and actualizing your mission. Now, when I say mission, and if you have no connection to what your mission is yet or what your purpose is yet, that's okay, because typically we don't. When I first started my journey in 2017, I had no fucking idea what my mission or what my purpose was. I just knew that I was dreaming of freedom. So that's where it started for me. And through following the threads of freedom and ultimately following what I love and being true to myself, that's what led me to my purpose in this lifetime of guiding you back to the power and the trust within yourself so you can create everything in your life that you ever desire. And that took 3 years. That was 3 years of deep work, really getting to know myself, really clearing my internal waters and cleaning my mirror, and really landing into trust within myself in that sense. So yeah, some people know what their mission is a lot sooner than others, and that's okay. We're all on our own organic journey. And what's really important here is to trust yourself and to ultimately follow what you love and to follow what you're dreaming of. So what are you dreaming of? What are you desiring to create for yourself? Because I'm here to remind you that absolutely everything that you desire is there waiting for you to claim it, is there waiting for you to go after it. When I started my journey in 2017, I didn't know how the fuck or what the fuck or where the fuck. I didn't know. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew that I was going to do it because it was there. It was there and it was there. It was there and it was there. And if you can see it in your mind's eye and feel it in your heart, you can be it, you can do it, you can have it. This has been my journey for the last 8.5 years, and it will continue to be. All of my visions have come true. And I mean, you can see this here. Look at that reflection. This is my life. And I've been living this life practically since 2020. And if I can create my own version of heaven on earth, and if my life can continue to get better and better and better with the commitment and the devotion to my dreams, then so can yours. It's simply a case of you anchoring into, okay, well, what the fuck do I want? Even if you don't know what that specifically looks like, you're going to know, okay, I want freedom, I want health, I want wealth. Okay, that's a good place to start. Then we can also get into, okay, well, how does that feel? Because it really all depends on the type of manifestor you are in your design. So you might be a specific manifestor or a non-specific manifestor, and depending on what that is depending on the best way for you to manifest. Some people are really good with specifics and some people not so much. So really getting to know yourself in that sense is really important. And once you know what it is that you want and how you feel and also what it looks like, then you can start to put your focus on that, and then you can start to put your energy and your feeling into that, and then ultimately it comes as if by magic. Hello Neslan, I hope you're well. I'm sending you love. And it's not like, oh yeah, poof, I'm feeling it, it comes as if, but no, you have to commit and you have to devote and you have to move in a way that supports it, because taking action is very key in the creation of what it is that you desire. There's 3 parts to manifestation, right? There's the mental, there's the emotional, and then there's the physical. So you got to get your mental on track, because your mental is what creates, because you're projecting out. So you really must be reprogramming your mind and your thoughts and the story that you're telling yourself. And the emotion is what creates with the thoughts, because your heart is the manifestation portal, is the attraction point. So it's really connected to your heart in that sense of the creation, to be able to connect to your mind to create. And then of course it's the action of the intuitive guidance that you are presented with to move forward. And most of the time our ego does not want to, I'm going to take this mic out because my battery, and I'm hoping that you can hear me. the mics, the sound's going to be a bit different, but that's gonna go. The thingy's going to go. There we go. Battery, should we say. So, where was I? I can't remember. Yeah, so when our intuition lands and tells us what to do, most of the time our ego doesn't want to do it because it's uncomfortable, it's unknown. We'd rather sit and watch Netflix or whatever, or it just feels long, whatever comes up, right? When this intuitive hit comes, our ego will have a bit of friction around it, and when that happens, then we know we must do it, right? And we feel it in our body. We feel the pull and we feel the contraction. If it's contraction, it's not for us. If it's a pull but it's scary, then it's for us, right? So when our intuition hits, this is when we must take action, and this is where the magic is, and this is how things get to be much easier than going against the resistance and pushing and working hard. Yes, we must put work in to create what it is that we desire. However, if we get our mind and our emotions right and focused on the energy of what we desire to create, and if we listen to our intuition when it comes to the creation of what it is that we want, and we take action in that way, things come in flow as if by magic. Yeah, so we don't have to work as hard as we've been programmed to be. However, we must work in different areas that we have not been programmed to be. We haven't been taught how powerful we are. We haven't been taught about the powers of our creation when it comes to our energy and our thinking. And this is why hustle culture is still so rife. I couldn't find the word, subscribe to hustle culture. It's just not in my nature. It's not in my design. I'm a reflector in the human design. So anyone that has non-sacral life force will understand about the energy fluctuations. And I've just naturally just tuned into myself and what I felt is right for me, and trusted and had faith. And it's really important that we anchor into this conviction and trust in faith and in the Most High and in the fact that we are so supported, because we really are. And when it comes to moving through and creating our dreams, everything that we see in our mind's eye and everything that we feel in our heart, it's not going to be easy. It gets to be easier than what is made out to be. It gets to be easier, and it also gets to be fun, and at the same time it's not going to be easy, because it's going to bring up everything that feels icky sticky for us. It's going to bring up all of our wounding, it's going to bring up our triggers, it's going to bring up all of it. Hello Pepe, I hope you're well. Can you hear me okay now? I took my mic out to plug in my battery because my phone was running out of battery. But yeah, so that's the hard part of going after our dreams. When it comes to the work that we have to put in, yes, we have to put in work, but not in the do that we've been programmed that we have to do when it comes to hustle culture, right? Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And that's not to say that we don't do. We do. Yeah, we show up, we're seen, we put ourselves out there, whatever it is, however we're moving towards our dreams, it's different for everyone. And there is an essence of do, because like I said, there's three parts of the manifestation process. There's the mental, there's the emotional, and there's the physical. So the physical aspect is a part of the do. However, the major work is within the mental and the emotional. And through us moving towards our dreams, it's going to bring up a lot in respects to the mental and to the emotional that we get to reprogram and refine and rewire, and also regulate within our nervous system as well. And this is majorly where the work is, because it's our energy body and it's our energy being and it's our frequency that is actually what creates what it is that we desire. Oh, yay! You're Teresa's brother. Hello. Sending you love. Fellow Water Tribe. Ah, it's great to meet you. It's great to see you. Thank you for being here. So, yeah, it's that's where the majority of the work is. The majority is 80% internal, and the rest is the 20%. And when we really get on board with our internal, and when we reprogram, rewire and regulate in a way that suits what it is that we desire to create, things get to be much easier for us. Hello Omar, I hope you're well, sending you love. And when we show up in the ways that we are intuitively called, not in the way that we think we must show up, not in a way where we're leading by the mind, because we've been programmed this way as well. And, you know, our mind's really powerful. Our mind is what creates... Oh, I'm back. Our mind is what actually creates our reality. However, it creates it in tandem with our emotions and the way that we feel. And when we're truly connected to our heart, and when our heart, the power of our heart is amplified, then that's when things are just magic. I like to call it magic because it is. We're magical beings. We are creators. We are the creators of our own reality, and we create it through our frequency, through doing all of this reprogramming, rewiring and regulating. And this is where the majority of the work is when it comes to creating your dreams. And like I said, what directs us to the internal work that we get to do is everything that comes up in our life that shows us disharmony and dysregulation within ourselves, and ultimately in the reflection of life. And we all have various different initiations that we must go through depending on our own personal karma. Every single one of us has our own unique soul blueprint that we came here to move through and actualize towards our mission. And if we're feeling discordance or disharmony, this is simply a reflection back to where we get to do the internal work to create the harmony within us and ultimately without us, because our external reality is simply a reflection of our internal environment and also the way in which we are choosing to be and the things in which we are choosing to move because of the way that we feel inside, right? And it's not to say that life is punishing us in any way. Life is simply showing us and reflecting back to us where we may not feel worthy. We may be abandoning ourselves. We may be not loving ourselves. We may not be trusting ourselves. There's various different areas, and depending on what the reflection is for you is where you get to work out, okay, so that's showing me where I'm not valuing or appreciating myself through the reflection of them or that. They're showing me where I'm not providing, protecting, or prioritizing myself. That's a reflection of me. It's not them, it's me. So when we look at these reflections that we are presented with, and I share those with you because they were my real reflections over the last couple of years that I had to work through for myself and my mission so I could refine myself and ultimately become the woman that I am today. And when we look at this and when we are like, oh, okay, cool. So where do I get to take ownership and responsibility for that? And where do I get to refine myself for that so I can shift things internally, which ultimately will allow me to shift my way of being and my way of doing. So then ultimately my external reality has no choice but to reorganize itself around me. Because that's all it is. It's a mirror. It's all a mirror. And when we look at it in that sense, it gets to be a game and it gets to be fun. So this journey towards creating our dreams and going after our mission, it's not easy, but it's the best journey that we're ever going to walk in our life. Because what it does is it really allows ourselves to come back home to ourselves, come back home to who we truly are, come back home to our power, and to build real strength and resilience and leadership, which is what we need in this world right now, we need people to step into their own sense of self-leadership, and ultimately through doing that, step into leadership to support their tribe in doing the same. And this is how the world becomes a better place, because we're leading ourselves rather than waiting for someone or something or whatever to come and save us, because no one's going to come and save us. I just did a reel about this. The only person that's going to save us is ourselves. And if we think or feel or want someone to come and save us, that leaves us open to control and manipulation. And we don't want this. We don't want this. We are fully sovereign beings, and we've come here to actualize everything that we can see in our mind's eye and feel in our heart. It's simply a case of taking full ownership and responsibility for everything in our lives that we are experiencing that is disharmonizing and discordant, so we can refine accordingly, so we can shift the way in which we're moving, so we can distance ourselves, so we can reclaim power and trust within ourselves in various areas. And this is the work. And yeah, it's I keep saying it, I keep repeating myself, it's not easy, but it's worth it. And it's heartbreaking, and it's also strengthening, because when we break our heart, it opens up space for even more capacity. Because if you really want that, if you want all of the big things, all of your big dreams, if you want it, you can have it. But can you hold this? If you want everything that's at the top, can you hold everything that's at the bottom, i.e. your darkness and your pain and your shadow? Can you hold all of it with ease and grace? And also what you're going to be tested on the journey is when you go towards everything up there, everything that you want, you're really going to be tested with your ego. And this happened with me. And I got knocked down a couple of pegs to really bring me back into my heart. Because this is what this day and age, this time, this age of Aquarius is really asking for every single one of us, is to lead from our hearts. This is why we see the world in the way that it is right now. Because people are leading from their ego. They're leading from their shadow, from their wounds, from their darkness. And they're not looking in the mirror to refine and to create better. And ultimately these leaders, because they're leading from their ego, they're not really caring for the people, they're only caring for themselves and their pockets. They're extracting from the people, they're extracting from the earth. And this is why things are seemingly so dark right now, because of this disembodied, unhealthy, wounded masculine leadership. And ultimately through that, that's rippled down into society. So we're also experiencing this in companies, in our businesses, in our communities, because we've inherited this top-down, unhealthy, disembodied, wounded masculine leadership. And the work is to step forth into every initiation and to move through with our heart and with faith and trust and surrender, and strengthen ourselves in all of the ways, so we come back to a symbiotic flow and way of being with each other and with nature in reverence of everything. So instead of the leadership being like this, it's all self-leadership, and we're like this together. We're all supporting one another. And we're all coming together in collaboration and community and lifting each other up and supporting each other come back to our power, and supporting each other really deepen into our medicine and magic, and ultimately amplify everyone and everything, which ultimately enables things to become better, right? And it's a journey, and it's not a journey that's easy to walk alone. Trust me, I've done it. It's not easy. However, and this is why a lot of people give up on their dreams. I've been in this industry for 8.5 years. I started my Enagic journey in 2017, and I've experienced all of it, and I've led myself through because I've kept my vision in mind. I connected to my mission. I kept going, and I came here for this. This is what I came here for. This is my mission, and this is why I didn't give up, even when I was on my own, even when I didn't have mentors, even when I didn't have support, even when I got ostracized and betrayed and all of the things. I've experienced so much to really anchor me into who I am today. And I came here for this. However, what's been most heartbreaking for me is I've witnessed so many people be sold their dreams and sold that they're going to get the support, but they didn't, and then they gave up on their dreams because they didn't come here to walk on their own. I came here to walk on my own first, so I could lead first and light the way and show the path and learn everything and anchor everything in, so I could then teach my tribe how to do the same. And this is what the wealth frequency shift is about. It's not just about building an online business. No, yes, it's a very big part, because we're creating sovereign wealth and regenerative wealth together, and money in the hands of good people is what's going to really create change on this planet. And it's an amazing career plan that really enables us to create everything that we want, but it's so much bigger than that. And that's been a huge part of my dharma and my karma, is really learning that it's more than money. It's so much more than money. Yes, it's money. It is money, because money in the hands of good people is what's going to change this world, and it's what's going to close this wealth gap that we're seeing and the distortion that's happening. However, in the pursuit of wealth, I've realized that a wealthy life is really so much more than money. It's the relationships, it's the community, it's the personal power, it's the self-trust, it's all of that. It's all of that. And this is essentially a huge part of what I teach, alongside building an online business around your personal brand, visibility, moving through all of those wounds, whatever. It's everything else. It's creating the safety, the security, the love, the nourishment, everything in your life that you desire, because you can create everything that you want. Everything. Absolutely everything. And you are going to be faced with initiations and wounding, and it's up to you to move through it. And know that you're not alone. You have support around you, and it's better done in tandem with peers, with allies, with community, which is essentially what I'm here for, which is essentially what's being created with the wealth frequency shift. So if you're in a space where you're wanting to go after your dreams, you're currently going after your dreams, but you feel a bit stuck, you don't want to do it alone, you're desiring more support, I have you. I've created everything it is that you need. It's simply a case of you moving and you investing into yourself in all of the ways. And if you want to learn more and orient yourself around my work, you can go to the free portal that I've created, the Wealth Alchemy portal. There's much magic in there. I've included the video for the regenerative wealth path in there that talks about the business model, and I've also included different ebooks, 2 books that changed my life when I first started my journey, the very first 2 books that I read. I've created 3 ebooks for you to orient yourself and to ground into what my work's about, how I'm going to support you, so you get to know everything that you're going to get within the wealth frequency shift and more. And there's also a devotional checklist in there to support you in the physical aspect of showing up for yourself, that you get to personalize for yourself as well. So yeah, so much. I cover you in all areas, honey. I cover you in every single area. And if you have any questions, if you desire to orient with me personally, then my inbox is open. I'm here to support you in all of the ways that I possibly can. And yeah, you came here for a reason. You came here for a reason. You didn't just come here to wake, eat, sleep, work, rave in my old life. Repeat. You didn't just come here for that. You came here to actualize everything in your life that you can see in your mind's eye and feel in your heart. And if you're in a place right now where you don't feel like you can do that, my heart goes out to you completely, because it's not a nice place to be. And at the same time, I'm here to remind you that you can achieve absolutely anything and everything in your life that you ever desire. It's simply a case of choosing yourself and claiming the facts that you came here for this. Because if you don't claim it, you're not going to get it. It's a case of claiming it and trusting in yourself and believing in yourself. And if you can't bring that up out of you on your own, then borrow it from me. I have plenty of faith and plenty of belief in you, so much so. The fact that I've come back to my power and actualized everything in my life that I've ever wanted, and I continue to, my visions have just continued and they will continue. The fact that I've done it because I've mastered my human, which is what it's about, I know that you can do it because you're also human. Yes, we're different. Yes, we need different things in the sense of the way that we learn and the way that we move, and we also build in a different way. I get that, and this is why I've created the wealth frequency shift in the way that I have, because it's not a one size fits all. There's fundamentals, yes, there's fundamentals to being human, to reprogramming the mind, to using your voice, to connecting to your heart, connecting to your soul, connecting to your body. There's fundamentals, but there's various different ways to do it, and I give you all of the options, and you get to choose what feels right and good for you, and you get to find your own way and anchor into your own knowing and conviction in that sense. And like I said, I give you all of the support. So there's fundamentals to it, but we can all do it. Every single one of us can do it. Every single one of us. And I trust in you, and I trust in your ability and your capability. It's simply a case of you do. I can't do it for you. I can give you everything, and I do give you everything that you need. It's like a gym, right? You know, you get everything that you need in the gym to create the body that you want, but ultimately it's down to you to create the results. And this is the same with what I've created in the ecosystem that I've created. You get everything that you need, and if it's not there, I'll add it in there. You just let me know and I'll create it, right? So yeah, that's all I have to say today. I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you're watching on a replay, please comment replay, let me know. And let me know if you've got any questions. My inbox is always open. And if you desire to explore working with me, whether that be in one-on-one or in the ecosystem or starting your enagic business, then reach out to me. I have 3 containers available for long term. So it starts at 3 months. And yeah, if you want to talk to me about that in respects to payments too, you can talk to me. I'm open to working that out. It's typically pay in full for 3 months. However, if you can only do monthly, we can work something out between then. And I also do standalone sessions, and anyone that starts anyone who starts their business with me with enagic quad style, you automatically get one of the 3 long-term containers that are available as well. So that's there. I'm very much looking forward to supporting you further on your journey. And like I said, if you do have any questions, reach out. I love you so much. Have a very beautiful day. And remember how very fucking powerful you are. I love you. Mwah.